After his family died, the town's children started vanishing. Robert Hayes never expected to feel joy again after Anna died. Some nights he still woke reaching for her, fumbling blindly through the darkness for a hand that would never be there again. Grief, he realized, had a smell: old clothes, cold sheets, unopened mail. Just before Anna's passing, the twins had been born, tiny, furious fists clenching at the air. Every new day with them had felt like a second chance. Emma with her mother's green eyes and fierce little laugh. Samuel, quieter, thoughtful even as an infant, furrowing his brow like he was trying to solve the world's problems. They filled the house with life again. Noise, color. Robert cooked terrible pancakes every Sunday. Emma demanding extra syrup, Samuel meticulously sorting his blueberries before eating. He read to them every night, even when they fell asleep halfway through. They built snowmen with mittened hands in the winter, fed ducks at the pond in spring, ran barefoot through sprinklers under the sticky heat of summer. And every night, after the giggles and the mess and the exhaustion, Robert kissed their foreheads and whispered the same thing. "I will always protect you." He meant it. That November afternoon was grey and damp, the misty rain making the world look like it was dissolving at the edges. Emma wanted a pumpkin big enough to sit inside, while Samuel had chosen one lopsided and scarred, insisting it had character. Robert strapped them into their booster seats, singing along with the radio, the car filled with syrupy, sticky laughter. The semi-truck came out of nowhere. One moment, headlights, the next, twisting metal. Then, silence. When Robert came to, hanging upside down from his seatbelt, the only sound was the soft hiss of the ruined engine. He screamed for them, clawed at the wreckage, dragged himself, bleeding and broken, toward the back. Emma and Samuel were gone, still buckled in, so small, so still. At the funeral, Robert stood between two tiny white caskets, staring as faces blurred around him and words tumbled into meaningless noise. God has a plan. They're angels now. Time heals. Time, Robert thought numbly, had already taken everything. That night, alone in the nursery, clutching a sock no bigger than his thumb, he whispered the only prayer left to him: "Bring them back." No one answered. Chapter 2, Hollow Men. The days after the funeral blurred together, each one a paler copy of the last. Robert woke at dawn, not because he wanted to, but because the house demanded it. Cruel reminders of a life that no longer existed. Samuel's alarm still chirped at 7 a.m., a tiny little jingle that once made Samuel giggle under the covers. Robert couldn't bring himself to turn it off. He brewed coffee he didn't drink, packed lunches no one would eat, reached for tiny jackets that would never again be worn. Every movement ended the same way, with the silence pressing in like water in a sinking room. He tried to hold the pieces together at first, sat stiffly in grief counseling groups while strangers passed sorrow back and forth like trading cards. He nodded at the talk of stages, healing, coping, while his chest felt like it was filling with wet cement. He adopted a dog, a golden retriever named Daisy. The shelter said she was good with kids. Robert brought her home, hoping maybe something would spark again. But Daisy only whined at the door, as if she too was waiting for children who would never come home. 3 days later, he returned her. The woman at the shelter didn't ask why. By spring, the house was immaculate, sterile, as if polished grief could make it livable again. The nursery remained untouched. The fire truck sat mid-rescue on the rug. A doll lay half-tucked beneath a tiny pillow, eternally ready for sleep. Sometimes Robert thought he heard them laughing upstairs, voices soft and wild and real as breath. Sometimes, he answered back. Outside, the